This is Gadget Stop 321, and in this video I'm going to ink up for the first time my Faber-Castell Ambition Opart in the flamingo finish. Now, this fountain pen is similar to two other fountain pens I have, two Lamis. I've got the Lamy logo and the Lamy CP1. All three of these pens are that cylindrical shape, barrel shaped. They have a similar style. And there's one other similarity. All three of them have really tight caps. The CP1 is not as bad. The Lamy logo has always been my pen with the tightest cap. And now I've got the Ambition. It's the new tightest. Okay, so that's one thing I'm not as fond of. I really like the capping mechanism on my Pilot Pereira and my Pilot E95S. I wish they could design a similar capping mechanism for these. Other than that, I really like this style of pen. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and start putting the ink in this, and then I'll talk about different features of the pen. Set my cap over here. The minute I saw this color, they come out with different colors from time to time. When I saw this flamingo, I knew instantly I want to get that and put some Kon-Peki ink in. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Well, here's one more downside. I'll go ahead and show that. Listen. I'm considering putting some silicone grease. I have a little vial of silicone grease that came with my TWSBI Mini. I'm still doing some research because I don't know. I've heard that getting silicone grease on something like this, like the what would you call this? The resin may not be good for it. So I'm going to have to do a little more investigation, but it's kind of squeaky, the resin on metal. Let's see. This did not come with a converter, so I got an empty ink cartridge and my blunt tip syringe. And I'm just going to fill up this ink cartridge. I have some cartridges, some Faber-Castell cartridges for that matter, deep sea green. And that would look good with this pen. But since I'm going to be using this pen starting tomorrow, we go back to school, and I'm going to be marking up papers. Kon-Peki's a little more vibrant than deep sea green. Deep sea green's not as saturated. Let's see. Okay. And I checked this ahead of time. This is a used cartridge. I checked it to make sure it would fit on there tightly. There we go. Snapped on there good. Now the fun begins, trying to get the ink down into the feed. If you've got a converter, you're drawing the ink through the feed. When you're inking it up, you can start writing right away. Let's see. I'm going to turn this upside down for just a minute while I'm putting the lid. It's got a nice flat cap. I think I can turn it. Yeah. I'm just going to set it upside down while I'm putting all this stuff away. All right. Now, I've seen Brian Goulet do this. I'm going to put a paper towel. Okay, it's not coming through yet. I'm just going to hit my two hands together. Try to jar the ink down. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, looks like we're ready to go. That didn't take long. All right, I'm going to zoom in a little bit on my page. This is my Leuchtturm journal. Let's see. I've heard good things about the Faber-Castell nibs, and I've wanted to try one for a while. I got the extra fine, and I'm liking it. The ink is Kon-Peki, and it just looks really nice with this pen. My lighting's not the greatest, but this flamingo coral color with that turquoisey Kon-Peki just looks really nice. Let me see. Very nice. Let me see. It sounds scratchy, but it's not scratchy at all. It's my paper here. I am going to try some Marmon paper. Set that off to the side. I've got a little Marmon tablet that I like to do writing tests on. Whenever I get a new pencil or pen, I'll try it on my Marmon paper. All right. This is even smoother than the Leuchtturm. Nice. Let me see. The nibs, I'm going to zoom in even more. The nibs on these Faber-Castell pens are so pretty. This is the extra fine, and I'm not focused really great. But I've heard good things about them, and probably a more affordable option, or I know, not probably, a more affordable option would have been the loom, and I've heard good things about the loom, and I like the look of the loom. I just really don't like the shape of this section, and it probably wouldn't be that big a deal, but I am a fan of the look of these pens, and I know of the Ambition style, and I know a lot of people don't like this because of the tiny little section, but like I said, I'm used to these little barrel shaped fountain pens, so I like the shape of this, and I hold my pen, I don't hold it down here. I don't think that section is really even intended for you to hold it. I think you're intended to hold it up here. I'm very pleased with this. Now, one of the things I wanted to address is it feels great unposted. I like to post my pens, and if you post this metal cap makes it really back heavy. Now, for me, using it for grading, it won't be a big deal, but if you're writing a long letter or taking notes, that may cause some fatigue. One thing I wanted to show is, I didn't mention it, I don't think. The Ambition is just ever so slightly, has a wider diameter than the two Lamy pens. So if these are a little bit too skinny for you, this is slightly wider. And this, you can look at the measure of, if you're going to check out the measurement and see if it's something that would work for you, don't look at the measurement, the diameter of the section. Look at the diameter of the barrel, because that's probably where you're going to be holding it, and that's a nice feeling section. I have to say, I'm very happy with this. In fact, I think I like this better than the two Lamis. I'm fans of these two pens. They're super workhorse pens, but this one's just, it's a nice looking pen. I like the way it looks. If you found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel.